How you guys doing? We are live. Can I get a mic check? Bada bing, bada boom. Microphone is working good. Can I get a camera check? We are live, ladies and gentlemen. We are looking today at the market overview. Just got my alarm, my 5 o'clock alarm. Market is now going to be moving. We are going to see some moves. New York session just opened up, guys. Welcome back to SCT Club's live session. Today, normally I don't trade on Fridays. As you know, institutional activity does not really come in on Friday. Friday is a day of manipulation. However, we're going to be streaming today. We're going to be looking at the manipulation live. That way, when you guys have any questions about what is going on with the manipulation and what's going on with the market, we can take a look at it together and just observe how the market is reacting to Friday's manipulation. And also, we also got news today, core CPI and CPI, monthly and yearly, all coming out. 3 red folders coming out today. So let's take a look at what is it doing to the market and how we're going to react to it. So first things first, as you can see, we are on gold. On a 1-minute time frame, we can see that gold is already started with an aggressive push. It's probably pushing higher right now. But then again, it is Friday. I'm expecting a manipulation. You could see with the Nasdaq also reacting quite aggressively. There is a liquidity sweep over here. So I'm expecting moves also on the Nasdaq. And let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is back inside the consolidation range. Yesterday, it has filled the fair value gap perfectly. It is really so smooth how perfect it filled. In case anyone missed the move over here once, you got in the second time and the third time. The market always gives you a second chance to correct any missed moves. All right, so let's look at the 4-hour time frame. How are we feeling today, guys? Everyone good? Welcome, Oriane. How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's just take a look at the news. Okay. All right, guys, so we are back on the charts. So let's take a look at what's going on in Bitcoin. Let's look at the daily time frame for starters. All right, so Bitcoin has been bearish. And like I mentioned earlier, it does have a bullish momentum. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it does not continue going down. We don't want to see that. We want to see it continuing up from here. Hopefully, this 1-hour time frame fair value gap fill gives us the confidence that we need to look for buy setups. But currently, we are still looking at a bearish market on Bitcoin. All right. Need more light? You guys don't see me. Am I invisible? All right, let me fix the lighting. Good day, Sheen. Good day, Oriane. I mean, guys, I'm not that dark, right? A little golden glow on my face ain't that bad. But all right, let me add some more light. Bear with me a couple of seconds. Da, 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 da. Gotta add more light so you guys can see me. It's gonna be fun. Hopefully you guys can see me better right now. But hopefully you can also not see the pimple I have that's just developing on the right side of my face. So, coming back, you guys see me okay? Things are good? All right, let's look at the charts. So, as I mentioned earlier, On a 4-hour time frame, we have been ranging. So market has been inside this consolidation box over here. And in this consolidation box over here is precisely where things are starting to become interesting. Now, we do have a bearish imbalance that was formed over here after yesterday's news on a 4-hour time frame inside the consolidation box. Price came down. It activated the 1-hour imbalance that we see over here. There's an imbalance over here. Price came in and filled it perfectly, and it's reacting quite positively if you ask me. And then it came back to the lower high that was taken out, which is the beginning of the bullish move. And then interestingly enough, it came back, reacted to it, came down, price came back up. Let's see, let's take a closer look at what happened over here. I'm actually kind of curious. So let's see, let's remove the magnets, put this here. Remove the extension to the right. Okay. I want to see what happened here. And I also want to see what happened over here. All right. So let's go on a 1-minute time frame. Okay. So price pretty much perfectly did a nice clean reaction over here. It's come over here on this level. It's resisted it and it's come down. And then it came down to fill probably this imbalance right here. On the 1-minute time frame, there is a tiny imbalance that's formed over here. And as you can see, it actually pretty impressive. I love how clean Bitcoin is. A lot of people love to say that gold is the best. A lot of people love to say Forex is the easiest. But how can Forex be easier and gold be the best when even on a 1-minute time frame imbalance, price reacts to it perfectly? This is the cleanest entry. I'm actually quite disappointed in myself that I missed this trade. What time was it? This was 1 a.m. All right, so this is 5 a.m. my time, 5:30 a.m. I was asleep. So price came back, it rejected here perfectly, okay? And then it came down and filled this imbalance, which is a healthy sign that it continued going up over here. And then once price came up over here, rejected, and then it broke above. And once it broke above, we see relative equal lows. So price failed to continue going down from here. It's actually a really good sign, guys. This just means the price for Bitcoin looks bullish. And I'm hoping it continues to stay that way. What's the magnet for? The magnet, it actually helps me with charting. So for example, if I were to draw a horizontal line and I want to put it in this wick over here, okay? So if I click on it, right, because of the crosshair, when I click on it, is it touching the line? No. So then I try to move it and get it closer. Is it touching the line? No. I mean, if you get closer, you can see there's still a fraction of it not touching. So instead of going through all of that headache of trying to make it perfect, all I got to do is turn on the magnet. You got the weak magnet and you got the strong magnet. It gives you two options. I like to use the weak magnet. All right, so I use that, and then when I get close enough, it automatically snaps perfectly, exactly by the centipip on the bottom of the wick or the body open or close. It's just so efficient. But then if I try to use if I'm trying to do something like a box, like this box over here, it's hard to do it because the magnet then just holds on to it. So instead I turn off the magnet and then I chart the box as freely as I want. So yeah, you turn it on, you turn it off. You're going to get in the habit of doing that. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. It is Friday. I'm expecting a liquidity sweep. Bitcoin looks like it has bullish momentum. It wants to go higher. But before it goes higher, it's got to come down and do a liquidity sweep. So let's see. Let's take a look at gold, not moving. NASDAQ also doing a liquidity sweep. You can see it filling this 1-hour gap over here on the 1-minute time frame gap over here. And then coming back to gold, it looks like it might go down from here. At the end of the day, guys, everything we are watching right now is price manipulation. So don't fall for it. Don't take trades yet. Hold your horses. I know you feel the impulse of entering a trade right now, but guys, it is not the time to trade. It is a Friday. Friday, we are only speculating. We're just watching. We're observing. Right now, remember, Bitcoin, we are looking for a bullish run. So we are expecting Bitcoin to go higher. We're not expecting it to go lower. However, manipulations can happen, which can drive the price to go much lower than it is. It might even go back to the 1 hour imbalance, fill it with a little liquidity sweep before it continues up, or the thing that we're all hoping never happens, it might break this lower high, might fill the imbalance and create an inverse imbalance, and it might just keep dumping and dumping and dumping down to like 59,000, which hopefully isn't the case, because I really want Bitcoin to go up to 100K again, because once it goes back to 100K this time, that's when you know it's going to go even higher to the 200K mark. Let's see. Also, we've got news in 20 minutes, so you don't need to apologize, Ariane. It's okay to be new. I like to talk about the charts. I like to share my analysis. I like you guys to learn. Ask me. It seems like such a silly question, but it's not really a silly question. You know, using a magnet is super important. So if you have any other silly questions in quotations, ask them. Don't be shy. Everything is good. Easy going. Don't stress. Just take it easy and ask away. All right. So we are looking for manipulation right now on Bitcoin. It looks like it rejected on the 5-minute time frame. Let's take a look at 15 minutes. Let's look at 10 minutes. It's still ranging right now. There's no clear decision. There's no bias. This London session, this afternoon, the past few hours, the market has been pretty boring. It's been pretty quiet. Gold, same thing. Let's see, Nasdaq. Nasdaq is also pretty boring. So nothing much going on over here. Let's keep watching and observing the markets. You guys have any questions at all regarding to trading? Ask away right now, guys. Feel free to ask questions. Don't be shy. Ask away. Any questions you guys want to ask about trading, ask away. So we want to see Bitcoin go higher, guys. We really want to see it go higher. It's honestly pretty devastating for a lot of people that it keeps going down. We need it. We need Bitcoin to go higher. The whole world is looking at the charts right now, and they're thinking, what's going to happen today? Are we going to have another red candle? Does this mean the sellers are still in control? I don't know. The buyers tried to push, and they push, they failed. They push, failed. Pushed, failed. They tried really hard again. Sellers came in. Sellers came in. Every time there's a push, they keep failing, and the sellers keep coming in. The sellers are very much still in control. You know what, guys? I have no idea what price is going to do today. And I don't think anybody in the world knows what the price is going to do today. Very frustrating. It's very frustrating to look at the charts and feel like maybe this might happen, maybe that. Either way, it is not a good time to trade. It's only important to wait because it's back inside the consolidation zone and the sellers are still very much in charge of the Bitcoin market. Pretty much the same with Nasdaq, pretty much the same with gold. Gold, the sellers are trying to push it down, but still in consolidation. As you can see, gold is still ranging, not going in any clear direction. They said it's Friday the 13th. Do you think? Friday the 13th. I haven't thought about that actually. That's crazy. Friday the 13th, and then tomorrow is Valentine's Day. I don't know, man. You know, in a funny world, you would say that Friday the 13th is the horror movie, so the market is going to trap traders. It's going to, completely slit their throats on the market, completely liquidate their market. And then on Valentine's Day, price might go up because, everyone's happy, so they're all buying Bitcoins for their girlfriends, for their boyfriends, for their husbands, for their wives. What a time to be alive. I think probably in today's world, people are actually using crypto as a way to spend, to buy gifts, Valentine's Day gifts. That would be pretty funny. Let's see. Nothing going on. We're just hanging out. If you guys have any trading questions, feel free to ask Oriane, Sheen, because nobody's actually trading right now, and the market is dead. It's not moving. I'm hoping for a big play, so let's see. Gold seems to be rejecting quite a lot. Are we going to see a dump? Probably. Possibly. Possibly a dump, yeah. But it's not for sure. Not confirmed. There's a lot of moving parts, but it's really hard to make any judgment when price is in complete consolidation. However, for gold, the buyers are still in control. I will tell you that for sure. The buyers are still in control. Price came down because of the news and it's done a rebalance. It's just corrected itself. And it was a clean imbalance fill as well. In a 5-minute time frame, this was an imbalance. Price came in perfectly and filled it. So the buyers are in control, but I'm expecting a liquidity sweep. What do you guys think is going to happen? For those of you who are watching right now, what do you feel like is going to happen? Even Ethereum is still ranging. No real direction for Ethereum. It's just ranging. Everything is ranging. Yep, not much is happening. We're just going to be hanging out over here to see what's happening. We're just speculating the market right now. We've got news coming out in 12 minutes, and after 12 minutes, we're going to see what the folder is going to show us. It's either going to be good for the dollar or it's going to be bad for the dollar. So at least we're going to get our fundamental bias. We're going to be able to see what price does when the market opens up in 12 minutes. We've got 12 minutes on the dot. So let's take a look on what happens in 12 minutes. So, have you taken any trades today, Oriane? Or Sheen Long? Sheen Leong. You opened long for Bitcoin because there's a big drop yesterday. But I hope you're not opening long simply because there was a drop. You shouldn't buy on a falling knife if like that's what they call it in the trading lingo. You got price dumping aggressively, you shouldn't buy when it's dumping because it could continue to dump. So see, there was a big drop over here. So people could have bought over here. Then price came down. Same thing over here. Price crashed over here. People bought and then it dumped. So be very mindful of that. It's still ranging. Bitcoin is currently in a consolidation box, so I'm not looking for any trades at all in Bitcoin as long as it's inside this box. Yeah, nothing's happening. What are your thoughts? You guys reckon something big is going to happen? Or perhaps something small is going to happen? What do you guys think? Or nothing is going to happen? Because right now, I think that nothing is happening. I think that the market is simply just ranging. And because it's ranging, I don't see anything going on. Something interesting I saw in the news today. Donald Trump said he's sending a second aircraft carrier in the Gulf countries. You know, as they're talking about the whole escalation situation in Iran. So perhaps the market is going to continue ranging until that aircraft carrier reaches the Middle East, which is going to take a long time, probably 2 weeks, because it's coming from all the way from the Caribbean. So that is also news that can drive the market, specifically gold. All right, see price moving a little bit on gold, but no clear direction. Nothing yet. Let's see, there's a short-term high over here. And there is a short-term low over here. I'm looking for breaks above or below. Let's see. Yeah, let's see Bitcoin. It's still ranging, so I don't think there's much to do here. All right, this is a short-term high over here. This is a short-term low. So we're basically going to be watching what happens inside this range. The same with gold. We got 7 more minutes, guys. 7 more minutes until the Friday 13th unleashes its horrors. We're simply just speculating. I see a little bit of liquidity coming in on gold. I did say earlier that gold is still bullish. Price wants to go higher. Okay, so it came down. It's done a rebalance. There were no imbalances formed over here. There is, however, an imbalance formed over here on a 1 minute time frame, but that doesn't count for anything. There is a bullish candle forming in 20 seconds. There is a rejection wick. This shows you that with the technicals, the market wants to go higher. However, we still have 5 minutes until the news comes out. And anything could happen during this 5 minutes. All right, bullish engulfing candle formed on gold, but it's probably not going to mean anything only because gold is probably going to go down before it goes up. Whatever happens in the market right now doesn't matter, guys. This is all just noise. This is all just distractions. The big move is going to come in 5 minutes, and then from there, we're going to understand what's the bias. We're going to see the fundamental bias. Our technical bias is gold is bullish and Bitcoin is bearish. But based on the fundamental news that's going to be coming out in 5 minutes, then we're going to be able to know what's going on. Bitcoin and Ethereum are going up. Ethereum actually hasn't been moving at all, guys. All right. Bitcoin has taken out this short-term high, came down, done a retest. Okay, it's a good sign that it wants to go higher. It does have the bullish momentum. This right here is an inverse fair value gap. If it fills, which it did, means Bitcoin is going to go higher. It's a good sign for Bitcoin right now to go higher. This is a really good sign. This is a setup right here, guys. This is a setup. Short-term setup. Use proper risk management, guys. The smallest risk you can take. But just wait for the news. Just wait for the news. We need to see what happens in the news. And Ethereum is moving a little bit. Only because Bitcoin is moving. This was filled. This one is about to get filled right now. Let's see. Short-term high on a 1 hour time frame. 5 minutes. Still not, this is not enough liquidity, guys. Not enough liquidity. This is all peanuts. Not enough liquidity at all. We're still waiting. We've got 3 minutes, guys. 3 minutes until the news comes out. All right, you guys see that? Okay, so we've got 1 minute until we see what happens in the market. Uno momento. All right. Here we go. So we got the news, as you can see. I'm just stretching it out on the screen so you guys can see it live in action. Forgive my editing skills, guys. Not the best. I am not the best at editing skills, but you guys can see everything. The news and the charts. So we got 15 seconds until something nuclear happens or nothing happens. So let's see. All right, Bitcoin just got a push in liquidity. All right, so we got the news pending. We've got the news pending and Bitcoin is moving aggressively right now. This is a big power play happening right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is a nice play. I like it. But is it a fake out? That's the big question. Gold is very bullish. This is a very big liquidity move. This is a massive candle. This is a massive candle, guys. Huge. Huge. So what is the news? We've got the core CPI is the same as the forecast, and the CPI is bad for the US dollar. Okay, so what we understand now is the US dollar is not doing good. As you can see, it's red color, 0.2% and 2.4% on the CPI yearly yield. So it is less than they forecasted. And since it is less than they forecasted, this simply means price is going to go up. It is pumping very aggressively. I wouldn't take a trade, guys. Not yet. Not yet. This is just a breakout. This is just a breakout. We need to wait and see what happens after. This is simply just a breakout. Don't do anything, guys. We're just watching. Right now, we wait until price comes back down. If you're looking for an entry on Bitcoin, I would say look for an entry right here. This is where you'd want to enter. And place your stops right over there. Yeah. Like this. This is where you want to enter on this level over here, 67,080. That's where you want to enter for Bitcoin, 67,080. And your risk to reward ratio is going to be a whopping, let's see, let's stretch this out. Let's stretch this out. It's a 3.4 to 1 risk to reward ratio. It's not bad. It's really, that's actually a good one. So I'm going to be looking for a buy setup over here. And let's take a look at gold. Gold is coming back to retrace. It's done a breakout. So let's look at this on a 1 hour time frame. Is there any imbalances created? It's still forming. So no trades for me as of yet. Yep, it's Friday, so be very careful when you're looking for trades right now. So as you guys can see, the news right over here, you can clearly see what's going on with the market. The market is showing you that it's really bad for the dollar. The dollar did not do a good move. Yep, you can see it. All right, let's okay, perfect. Alrighty. Let's see what's happening. All right, so we know for sure that Bitcoin, that gold wants to go higher, which is a good indication. It's a very healthy indication that gold wants to go higher. So be patient, wait for it to retrace, go higher. We're just waiting for the gold to make its move right now. We need it to come back down. It's already done the breakout. The breakout has already happened. An imbalance was formed. As you can see over here, there is an imbalance. Right there. Stretch it out. That's precisely where you guys want to enter. Right over here. Need to move this a bit higher. Right there. Perfect. Let's see. It does not look like a liquidity sweep to me. It looks pretty good. A healthy indication. Is this the part where price actually flips finally? Is this the part where Bitcoin finally is going to go up to 100K? Or are we still going to be stuck in a range? I'm not sure. This is a good, clear, healthy sign that it's a breakout. And then there's a short-term high over here. Let's mark it. Okay, short-term high. Price coming down for a retracement. This does not look like a liquidity sweep. It does not look like it. It just looks like a retracement. Price needs to come back down to rebalance. There are also trading strategy for range-bound consolidation markets. There is, I mean, and the simplest one, Sheen Leong, the simplest one is to trade the edges. So if you're in a consolidation box, once it's at the highest points, let me picture it for you. So if you're on a 1 hour time frame here, you can see this consolidation box. So if you want to trade the consolidation box, which I highly advise against, however, there is a strategy. When there's a box, all you got to do is trade the edges. So when you're at the edge, when price reaches at the edge over here, at the top of the box, you short and you target the other end, which happens over here, 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 multiple times actually. And it came down over here. And then at this end over here, you buy, which it does go down, probably stop people, and then it's probably going to go up now out of the range. So consolidation boxes are not really a safe way to trade. I would completely advise against it. So why we should give up the chance to trade in consolidation? I'll tell you one straight answer. It's because we don't know the trend. We don't know if price is going up. We don't know if price is going down. We have no idea where the trend is. And when you don't know where the trend is, you're trading blindly. So you're really, really increasing your risk. So risky. So try to stay away from the consolidation box. It's super, super dangerous. Some people make it though. Don't take my word for it. Other people can make it. They like to take the risk. But for me, I like safer trades. I don't like to risk my account. I don't like to expose it and leave it out in the open to massive risks. I like to keep it safe, downplay it. If I'm confirmed, if I'm feeling confident in something, I take it. If I don't feel confident in something, I don't take it. And I never feel confident in consolidation zones simply because the trend is your friend, and that's a very common theme. Everybody knows and talks about this. But when there is no trend and you have no friends, you're literally fighting the market by yourself, and there's no trend to protect you. So that is my honest opinion about why you shouldn't be trading in a consolidation market. But this is a really nice sign, guys. This is a really nice sign. This just shows you that gold is trying to push higher. The healthy indication that gold simply just wants to go higher. But before it goes higher, it's probably very likely going to go lower. On a 1 minute time frame, you can see clearly it's reacting pretty well over here on the higher low. And it's also reacting pretty nicely on the short term, what is it? I marked this way back. Hold on. Yeah, over here. Yep. See, this is what happens when you don't mark your chart. When you don't mark your chart, then you start getting confused. Like, why did I draw this line over here? All right, so now I drew this. This is from the news on Tuesday. Wednesday? No, Monday. Okay, this was happening on Monday. Price is breaking above quite aggressively, as you can see. The buyers have entered the market for gold. Now we know for sure. Nasdaq is also going up. It means the dollar, the stock market is doing good, and Bitcoin is coming down to fill the retracement. Hopefully this isn't a sweep. It does look like a rejection wick. However, I'm still pretty positive on Bitcoin. We wanted to fill that imbalance. It's either going to come to this high over here and react to it, which it is, or it might go lower to where we want it to go, which is precisely here, to fill this imbalance. All right, this is a rejection wick. Price is probably going to come down over here and fill this imbalance, and then go higher. Gold looks pretty good. Still in consolidation. It's ranging. Not much is happening with gold. It's still ranging right now. And gold is coming down to the higher low over here. Probably going to fill this 1 minute imbalance. Got a 5 minute imbalance formed over here. We do have a nice clean imbalance over here on a 5 minute time frame on market. 5 minutes FVG. Let's see what happens. I'm expecting it to enter into this range over here and go to the middle line, which is where entries are going to happen. Gold usually respects the middle line. Bitcoin came back exactly to the imbalance over there, as you can see right there. It's literally at the opening of the imbalance. It completed 25%. It did not reach 50%. It reached the 25% point of the imbalance, and it looks like it's trying to go higher from there. Hopefully we can see it come and fill the imbalance perfectly at the 50% point, but it looks like it's going up from here. It looks like it. We are still in the window where the market's just opening up, so there's still going to be a lot of fake outs. It is Friday, guys. It is Friday, so be careful. If you are trading on Friday, reduce your lot sizes, reduce your management. Like, your risk management is the most important thing here, because you can also lose a lot. All the profits you made throughout the week can be lost on a Friday. This is a common theme amongst traders. Be very careful and mindful of that. Any other questions? Sheen Leong, she. Any other questions? All right, hopefully it's coming down to fill the 50% point. This is where we want to enter from. We are currently just speculating on what's going on with both markets. Simple speculation, guys. I'm expecting gold to go a bit lower. There's a massive imbalance over here. There's no way, absolutely no way gold will go higher without filling this imbalance. So it might come up until here, respect this level, come back down to the 5 minute fair value gap, fill it, and then continue taking on the next lower highs. It is for sure going to try and fill this gap. Absolutely, I'm absolutely certain about this. That's what price wants to do. Whenever gold drops like this, it likes to refill it. So let's see. Where is the middle point of this imbalance? It is right here. That's the middle point. Okay. Long day. Long day looking at the charts. In fact, it's been a long week watching a consolidating market. This is so frustrating to a lot of traders. There are millions of people in the world right now who are just staring at the charts saying, please let the breakout happen. Please let a trend begin, because a ranging market is never fun. It is the graveyard of all trading capital. Is this the imbalance fill? Probably not. Any questions, guys? Those of you who are tuning in, just wanted to let you guys know that I do a live mentorship a couple times a week. I do a one-on-one or a group session where I teach people how to read the charts, how to understand the charts. It's not a signal group. It is an educational platform. It's a place where you can come and learn how to trade without paying a single dime. So here's our link or our QR code. You can tap the button over here, right there, sorry, mark camera reversal. Should just go in the QR code over there, use your phone, and take a picture, snapshot, and it'll take you straight to our Discord group where you'll be able to join, communicate with other traders, and also share your chart analysis and get feedback from me. It's always nice to see other people's charts and get analysis off of their end. All right, so we see that gold is coming back down into the imbalance. It has done a nice break over here. So it is definitely bullish. So we need to see what happens after it fills the imbalance over here. Bitcoin wants to go lower to fill the imbalance. It's either going to go through. Will trade with me if I join? What do you mean? Will I trade with you if I join? I mean, it's up to you. You could take my trades. I don't share signals. However, I could teach you how I trade. So you'll be able to take your own trades. All right, we have an imbalance fill, a perfect imbalance fill. You see that price came in aggressively. It filled it twice. And let's see, if it continues going lower, then hold your horses, don't trade. It's still not doing anything. You don't trade a breakout, you trade rejections. There is no rejection right now. Price came, it filled it. We've got 5 seconds to see if there is a rejection. All right, there was a rejection, so now is a good time to buy Bitcoin. Now is a good time to buy Bitcoin. It looks like it's a good time to buy Bitcoin. It just filled it on a 1 minute time frame. 1 minute time frames are not the best confirmations, but it did fill it. So let's see. Imbalance got filled. 5 minute time frame. It already did on a 1 minute time frame. So you can place your stops literally right below. Is it going to break through? Is it going to break through? That's the question we want to see right now. Is it going to break through? I see resistance. I see buyers are resisting it. You can see clearly over here, price closed and then it already jumped by a couple of pips because buyers have a lot of people in the world who are looking at this right now on a 1 minute time frame. They have aggressively bought right now. If you look at the DOM, like the depth of the market indicator, you're probably going to see a lot of order books have been filled right here. A lot of buy orders have come in this particular area. I'm expecting price to go higher from over here, but however, the 5 minute candle still did not close, so it does not give me a confirmation as of yet. So we wait. We wait and wait and wait and see what happens. All right, we can see gold is rejecting off of this level over here. Let's take a look. What is going on with gold, ladies and gentlemen? It looks like it's rejecting it. Do we have a clean rejection on a 1 minute time frame? Looks possible, looks promising. Very promising. This is a clean imbalance fill over here on gold. I think gold's in a bigger rush compared to, I think gold's in a bigger rush over here to enter a market as opposed to Bitcoin. So let's see. Place stops right below over here, right there. And then target the next high over here. Let's look in the 1 hour time frame. Okay. The consolidation box over here. This is the low where the price broke down. 5 minute fair value gap has been filled. Okay. And you can see price is rejecting nicely right now. So this would have been a perfect entry over here. So as I mentioned earlier, guys, over here is an imbalance that was caused. So this is what happened over here, just to give you guys an insight. However, it's still Friday, so things can get a little bit weird, right? Manipulations always happen over here. Even though this looks like a perfect setup, it is still a Friday. Market can immediately reverse. It does not stick to rules on a Friday. But let's talk about it though. This right here, 8:30 a.m. is when the news hit. And when the news hit, what does that show you? The fundamental data. Was it good for the dollar or bad for the dollar? Today's news, it was bad for the dollar. And because it was bad for the dollar, gold pumped, as you can see. And when it pumped, it created an imbalance right over here. And this imbalance over here that was created, what has come from this imbalance over here? It has created a complete gap. And this gap gets filled completely, more than 50%, so it's 75%. And then there was a rejection wick. In this rejection wick, it came up from the highs of this. The price came down, it filled the highs. This looks like the manipulation right now. This would have been a clean move if it continued on a Tuesday or a Wednesday or a Thursday. Price would go higher. But since it's Friday, it could go higher. It's supposed to go higher because of the technicals, but also because it is Friday. Price manipulation happens all the time. So again, price came up over here. It looks like it got rejected. There was a tiny imbalance on a 1 minute time frame, which shouldn't amount to much. Let's see what happens. All right. All right, BTC has completely filled the imbalance. And now it looks like it's doing a bullish push. Let's see if it keeps going. We are still having little momentum on Bitcoin. It's not very aggressive. And on gold too. Liquidity is kind of weak. It's not too strong. Price is moving, but it's not too strong. As opposed to the other days. I mean, look at this 1 minute time frame candle as opposed to the other day. Where is the other day? Here we go. See that? These are aggressive dumps. These are massive dumps. This was crazy. This is historical. This is not just a move. This is a move. This particular move over here, it's literally like a falling knife. This particular move that happened on Thursday, yesterday, this particular move that happened yesterday is precisely why you should never trade the news, because the news, they do these crazy moves and it completely wipes out accounts. I can imagine a lot of people have lost a lot of money. The statistics on this is the stock market yesterday, $1 trillion was liquidated. 1 trillion US dollars was liquidated. And these are statistics you can find online. It's very, 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 very aggressive moves, which is why I don't like to trade news. When there are news, us traders, generally, we stay away from them because our portfolio is nothing compared to the massive institutions that trade billions of dollars. So these kind of candles, it can literally turn people completely broke. It blows accounts completely, especially these even bigger moves. These are historical. All right, so on gold, it looks like it came down, filled the imbalance, and rejected on the 5 minute short-term high. And then it did a rejection, and price is going higher from here. There was also a mini imbalance on the 1 minute time frame, which got filled, and price wants to keep going higher. But there is no real momentum. There is no real push, which is very interesting. Ethereum is the same. It filled the fair value gap. Okay, let's take a look at Ethereum. Where is Ethereum? My dearest friend, Ethereum, Ethereum, Ethereum. Here we go. Let's see. So you are right to say on the 5 minute time frame, it did take a short-term high over here. Okay, this was a short-term high that was taken out, and then it created an imbalance over here, which then gets filled. It almost reached the 50% point. However, it's more like a 45% fill. So that's why price is probably rejecting right now. It probably needs to come back, do another sweep, and then continue going higher. Because most people usually enter on imbalances, they usually enter at the 50% points. They don't like to do 25%, 45%. Nobody does that. It's 50% point, or sometimes even at the very opening of the imbalance if they're impulsive traders. But impulsive traders, they struggle because they're exposing themselves to more risk. BTC is stuck again, gold is stuck again, and Nasdaq is pushing. Let's see, Ethereum on a 1-minute time frame, you can see that it came down, yep, and it created a short-term imbalance over here, which is probably the next target of it getting filled over here. Ethereum still doesn't have that much liquidity. It still does not have that much liquidity. But it did break structure on a 1-minute time frame. Relative equal highs, 1, 2, 3, and then it broke. It broke, price came down, and then it's now pushing higher. But before it goes higher, I'm expecting something like this, and then like this, and then going for a big aggressive move like this. This is what I'm expecting. All right, Bitcoin is pushing. And rejecting. In gold, it took out this temporary high. And as soon as it took it out, it's rejected. Price is coming back on this institutional level over here. Did it respect it? It did. So now it's going to push even higher because it broke the structure. It respected this level exactly by the pip. These are pre-drawn levels, guys. Pre-drawn levels. These are things you can only master in our Discord. You want to understand how to catch these lines. Even on a 1-minute time frame, you see price respecting these levels to perfection. You'll learn about it in our mentorship. You join our Discord. The QR code is right here. Just join, ask questions. You want the ebook, you'll share the ebook. You want to learn how to mark these levels, we'll be teaching you these things. We are a educational trading community, and we'd love to teach people how to trade rather than them depending on signals and depending on how to copy trade. Once you get the trading skill, nobody can take it away from you. It's set with you for life. All right, BTC is having its rejections. Same thing on gold. It's having its rejections. And this just looks like it's going to be a ranging market, ladies and gentlemen. Price is not pushing. It's ranging all over again. There was a big push, and its reaction it's simply a reaction from the fundamentals. But the technical aspect, you can see the candles are still the same size as it was before. There's no significant moves going on. So I'm going to cut this live short and end it for the day and come back on Monday. And hopefully on Monday, something major is going to be coming out. Since next week, there's only 2 news. Let me take a look at the news. Let's take a look. So Monday, no news, which is my favorite. Tuesday, there's no news. Wednesday, there's only an FOMC meeting, which happens late at the end of the day. So there's really no fundamentals up until Thursday. On Thursday, we've got unemployment claims, and then on Friday, we got 4 news folders. So my best guess, I believe traders are going to be looking to enter the market aggressively starting Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Because on those days, you guys are going to be trading like crazy because this week we've had a lot of news. And that's why the market has been ranging. There's no clear direction. But anyway, guys, it's been a pleasure. Do you have any questions before I end the stream? Any questions at all? If you've taken this trade, guys, if you've taken this gold trade and also Bitcoin trade, reduce your risk. And remember, Friday, there's going to be fake outs. So I wouldn't be surprised if price comes down all the way, hits your stop loss, and then goes back up. So be careful on news trading, especially on a Friday. Everything is just simply ranging. All right, guys, any questions? No? All right, it's been a pleasure. I will speak to you guys on Monday. Take care.